Thank around and talking about what we have here, I just wanted to thank you all for watching the time lapse, and I also just wanted to briefly explain like what this park's going to be and how I sort of came up with the idea for it, I guess, really. So the first thing I want to talk about is like the inspiration for the park. So if you go to, in England, we've got like a lot of cheap seaside theme parks. The main one being Blackpool, and that, I guess that's not really cheap. But a lot of the theme parks we have here in England, or I guess they're more amusement parks. This is more of an amusement park than it is a theme park. They're very sort of cheap looking, and they sort of go, in my mind, they sort of go with quantity over quality. So they'll just try and fill their parks up with loads of cheap rides, and and that's the way they get people into their parks, by showing look how many rides you have, sort of thing. But most of the time they are the best of rides, and they're quite cheap looking, and the park is obviously all built on a budget. And that's kind of what we're going with here. However, this park wouldn't be based in England. It would be based in America somewhere. So it's like a beachside park in America. So this grey road we have here, on the right hand side of it is going to be like the beach, and we're build like a beach and stuff. And then on the left hand side you've got the theme park, and then possibly a sort of resort hotel thing on this side here. But I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure if I'll get to doing that. The main thing to do at the moment is obviously the theme park. So yeah, so this is inspired by like almost seaside parks in England, but with like an American twist, and like it's very colourful, very summery. Like you can see with the buildings here, like with sort of colour palette I've gone for, and there's like a very summery vibe to it. So I'm just going to quickly talk about each thing that we have going on here, just so you can sort of get an idea of what it is and what I've been doing basically. So the first thing I built, and this wasn't actually in the time lapse, was this park tickets and guest services building. So I built this first just to see if it was something I wanted to continue with. I always like try to build a little bit up before I like start the park, before I start recording and decide to start a series, just because I don't know how far I'm going to go with it basically. So I thought I'd build this first, and I quite like this building. I thought it was quite cool. It was very summery, and I think it's quite good at the entrance. Obviously the entrance still needs loads of work done to it. It's not very enticing at the moment. It looks a bit plain. I'm going to need to put like loads of planters in and just sort of jazz it up a little bit. But yeah, on the left hand side of this guest services and park tickets building, we've got just an entrance building at the moment, which has no sort of marketing on it, or branding, whatever would be the word to use. No branding on it yet or anything. So I need to put some signs up on it, and again it just needs to be jazzed up a little bit with some more details and stuff. But as a basic building it works quite well, I think. Anyway, as we move into the park, the first thing, so we're going to have this midway that stretches across the front of the park. So we're going to build on the left hand side of the park eventually soon, but at the moment I'm focused on the right hand side, well the right hand side at the beginning anyway. The first thing we come across is this ice cream parlour, which again has no branding on it or anything yet. It's unnamed, but it is an ice cream parlour. I'll come up with a name for it and I'll plaster it all over the wall somewhere. It's just got like a Cosmic Cow shop inside it, and I just did a little bit of the interior and stuff. I could probably add some stuff to the interior, but I like the building. It's quite cool. Again, it's quite like summery and colourful. And then as we move over to the left of the Cosmic Cow, the ice cream parlour, we've got another building here that isn't finished yet. It still needs a roof and some detailing and stuff. But I've been working on like a bit of an interior for it. I haven't got. Originally it was going to be a sweet shop, but it doesn't really look like a sweet shop. So I'm going to change it to something else. I'm not too sure what yet, but I'll come up with something, and I'll put it over the walls and stuff. I'll put like a sign into the walls just to show off what it is. But yeah, that's that for these two buildings. And then as we move over to the left, we've got sort of like the main thing I've done so far, and this is this Eurofighter. With this Eurofighter, I'm not too great at building roller coasters in Planet Coaster. I really don't like the editor. I just can't work well with it. I just feel like whatever I do, I just get a really bumpy ride, and really like, especially on ride, like the point of views, they just don't look very good. I did try to make it sort of smooth and as realistic as possible. I mean, like with Planet Coaster, you're never going to get like the greatest of roller coasters, especially when it comes to compact ones, because the editor just doesn't really work like that. But yeah, so this is just a Eurofighter. I try my best to make it like as realistic as I could. Really, it's quite a short layout, as I said. With these theme parks, they tend to go for like quantity over quality. So you get like the plan for the theme park is to have quite a lot of roller coasters, but they'll be very sort of compact roller coasters and maybe quite cheap ones. So like Eurofighters were originally, like the original designers of Eurofighters built them to go into cheap parks on a budget. And as you can see, this is what this Eurofighter is here for. This would probably be like the main ride, or at least the newest ride of the park. So as you go like past it, and like, as you drive past the park, this would be like right at the front of it. And it's the sort of thing to like entice you into the park, and you, like people will look at it and go, oh, I wonder what else is in that park. So this is like the main attraction, I guess, of the park. Obviously there are going to be more roller coasters, but I think this one looks like the most impressive, I guess, from like a guest standpoint, or potentially will look the most impressive from a guest standpoint. And then you can also see I've done like a queue line and stuff. The queue line is quite big because the capacity on these things is quite short. Quite small. It's only got 3 cars. There's only 8 people per car, so you know the queues would probably be quite long for it if it was a busy day. And then I've just put some shelters over the queues and stuff, just to make queuing up a little bit more bearable, especially as this park's in like the summer, in the heat, and the sun's going to be out and all that stuff. And then the last thing I need to talk about is the ride that I've got built over here. Obviously, there's still loads to do to it. I need to do the queue line and stuff, but I've done like this area of it. I built like a surf shack, or Rocco surf shack to be more precise. You can see there's 2 restaurants in there and stuff. Oh, sorry, there's a restaurant. No, sorry, not a restaurant. There's a food place, and I can't remember exactly what they are. But there's stuff where you can buy food, and I think one of them's a drinks counter. Let me just check. A chief beef and a Golby soda. Yeah, so a drinks place and a food place. And I like the building. I like this window that sort of overlooks out and lets in some light. And I like the idea that the buildings are going to be quite open planned again, because it's like a sunroof place. So I want all the buildings to be quite open and like easy to access and stuff. And then here's going to be like a sort of sit down patio area. So there's loads of tables and chairs in this patio. And then there's like an overlook area for the ride, which is quite cool. Like you get a really good view of the ride. If I just go into first person view quickly, so if I was standing, there we go. If I was standing on this platform, I'd get like a really cool view of the ride. Or if I was sitting down on the platform having a drink or something, you get to like watch. If you've got people on the ride that you know, maybe like family on the ride, it'd just be quite a cool place to watch them on the ride. And again, if you go to this part of the pathway as well, I like the fact that the ride's sunk down just a little bit, and then you can just get a great view of the ride like this, like so, which is cool. And that is about it for this episode. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you will enjoy this series. It's one that I plan to finish. I know I'm not very good at finishing series. I'm not very good at finishing parks. I get quite motivated, but I quite like the idea I have with this one, and it's something I want to continue with. So yeah, there should be a lot more episodes coming up very soon. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next episode.